on the ground and we learn to fly. Some nights I just sit and stare at the sky. It never gets easier to say goodbye. We live, we die, we laugh, we cry. We start down on the ground and we learn to fly. Some nights I just sit and stare at the sky. It never gets easier to say goodbye. I wasn't given a choice when I was brought into this earth. I could choose death now, but I couldn't control my birth. And if I could change the world for the better, not the worse, we'd be living in reverse, where we'd all die first. Get the worst day out of the way, then grow young. So the older you get, the easier your days become. But the older I get, the more my days become numb, trying to figure out a way that I could bust up out the slums. I wasn't born with money showering above me. I was born broke, but my parents truly loved me. But I fell into the game and it drugged me. I became addicted to the money and the sub streets, and I've never looked back to why I moved on. I think of all my real homies that are now gone, and be strong for 'em and drop bombs for 'em. And just remember, I would never do wrong for 'em. We live, we die, we laugh, we cry. We start down on the ground and we learn to fly. Some nights I just sit and stare at the sky. It never gets easier to say goodbye. We live, we die, we laugh, we cry. We start down on the ground and we learn to fly. Some nights I just sit and stare at the sky. It never gets easier to say goodbye. We all die one day, so just keep that in mind. That's why I like to live my life one day at a time. And every day ask forgiveness for the state of my crimes, cause it could be any day that brings the end of my time. That's why I always make sure I show the dead respect. Rest in peace, Grandma, Troy, and Brian Beck. Sometimes I wonder who'll be next. I sweat a bit every time my phone receives a brand new text. Looking at my screen, heart stops reading the news, saying I'm sorry but somebody else has died in your crew. I get the shivers just thinking about that shit. Looking in a casket where the body looks like plastic. That's my nightmare, and now that proves the nightmares come true, because it's happened to you, and one day it'll happen to me. Then I'll get to see you and I'll get to be free. Rest in peace. We live, we die, we laugh, we cry. We start down on the ground and we learn to fly. Some nights I just sit and stare at the sky. It never gets easier to say goodbye.
Life's hard, the Lord can't save me. Rest in peace, Turvine, Brian Beck, and AD. I know all y'all is up in a better place until I'm on my pathway right up to heaven's gate. I really need to overcome my mental state. Take a deep breath, lean back and ventilate. Every day I question, was it meant to be? Why I have to suffer from these painful memories? I truly feel like I was left behind. All this confusion, suicides cross my mind. There's not much in my life that's consoling me. That's why my deep scars are put in my poetry. If you know what it's like to lose a close friend, I'm sure you can figure it out and comprehend. So all the beef that's resorted to violence, I salute you with a moment of silence.
We live, we die, we laugh, we cry. We start down on the ground and we learn to fly. Some nights I just sit and stare at the sky. It never gets easier to say goodbye.